What is up, the tube of you? No, that's not right. I fat fingered something. Remove the 3. Boom. There you go. Now it's correct. What does today's a day mean? All-time highs SPY. I think today is a run at all-time highs. Yesterday, the strong recovery after the big dump, which I think was just inventory to shoot higher into the all-time high price. And we had a pretty flat pre-market, pretty non-stellar pre-market, and then we had a little bit of a drop right before the data to once again accumulate more inventory, and poof, we're back above 17,000 right meow, and I think momentarily we will have all-time high prices, which is only $2 away at this point, less than $2. So we will see. What's up, YouTube? Let me get y'all the link, although if you are subscribed, you should be getting the notifications. Bookmap has everything higher on NASDAQ. ES had this little straddle here. It's all gone. 47.75 is currently on. That's the only remaining liquidity left on the books. Way on down, 60 points. I got my coffee. It's good stuff. Do I think it's smart to set a limit order at all-time highs? Think we won't break all-time highs the first try. I think we will have a rejection off all-time highs the first try. Holy crap, there's a bad storm. Y'all hear that thunder? It's loud. It's weird hearing thunderstorms in the middle of winter, but I do think we'll have a slight rejection off all-time highs to begin with, although not a big waterfall. I just think of rejection. I think we've already gathered a lot of inventory to do that, and I think we'll eventually climb through it. But yeah, if you want to short it the first time, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you're wrong, I think it's still a good opportunity. In fact, if you want to go back and look what happened last time we touched all-time highs, you'll probably get a good idea of what's about to happen. Minus 23 here this weekend. Oof. What's going to be in Vail? I bet that's not going to be a good skiing weekend with all the powder they just got. I actually had a dream last night I was in Vail. Kind of blows. Instead, I'm getting rained on. 47.90. One sec, I'm getting a link for y'all. No trades right now, though. Copy. Y'all like that long off macro yesterday? I shared the macro level with you. It's even blowing my mind how accurate it was. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I'll share Bookmap for you. Share. Bam, bam, and bam. All right, there you go. If you're on Bookmap, you should be able to see it. What's up, Jason? How you doing? Royal. Bought a call yesterday. Nice. What am I seeing today? I think we'll make a run on all-time highs today on SPY. It's Friday. It's the week before. It's the day before a long 3-day weekend. Although futures are open on a truncated session on Monday, the overall market is closed. Yeah. XLF is very strong today. There's a whole bunch of green in the X's. I just have that feeling. You know, the way everything looks with the 60-minute hammers, again, I want to refer you back to the 60 minutes because that has been a game maker or a game changer this week, is that once again they hammered it yesterday. They hammered it again in pre-market. They hammered it on Thursday, or on Wednesday, and they're just going up and up and up. So I do think this will break the pre-market pivot from yesterday at 478, which if you notice there's a significance there. And then we're going to ATHs, baby. ATHs. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Yeah. ATH is before those leaps expire next week and we roll over after OPEX. It does set up that way, agnostic. It does set up that way. For people not wanting to pay for Bookmap, I got the YouTube one, kind of decent. If you have an extra monitor, use the pop-out video option. You can expand it. You're talking about like somebody streaming it? NASDAQ has monthly open. At 17,019 monthly candle has massive. Yeah, they're trying to shut that down. But do you eyeing a level on NASDAQ to go, unless it's their actual YouTube stream, they're trying to shut others down. Yeah. Am I eyeing a NASDAQ level to go long? Potentially, yes. Yes, right now I'm just going to let the first half hour shake out. We got a little bit of red here. If I could get a pullback to VWAP, I would hammer that baby. So yeah, yeah, they're free bookmap channels. Yeah, made $20 with this jump. Nice, Andres. Well done. I've had a pretty great week. I don't want to step on my own toes, going into this long weekend, so I have to like simmer on that. So I'm going to play. I'm not going to play at all this first half hour unless something really obvious sets up, and even that'll be like small positions here. But and we'll go from there. What's J.P. Morgan doing right now? J.P. Morgan has been an absolute tear the past 3 months. And they just blasted at 176. They gapped up again. It's like, go. It's ridiculous that a bank stock like that. What does that tell you, though? What does that tell you when the largest bank, one of the largest banks in the world, is every day is gap up? I mean, it's more bullish than Nvidia's chart, which is obscene. Have you checked out Trading Ticks on the VIX at all? I did look at it. There's not much on it. There's not much on it. But we could take a look. Since October, there's only like 5 red candles on JP Morgan's chart. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Bottom wicking NASDAQ already. I can't even get a pullback to the 8 to get me a good solid long entry here. The only way I would take a trade here in the first half hour with decent position sizing if I can get a pullback to VWAP. We do have some nice icebergs coming in today. We have, I believe Kashkari is speaking today. I think that's the only real data we've got. They speak at 10 o'clock, and then we have the Wade's report at 12. When your rev is almost 120 billion a year, yeah. VWAP is 16,950 on NASDAQ right now, which is a bit, it's asking a lot in this market. It's a 60-point pullback right now. That's what I'm saying. If we can get down there, I'd hammer it, but they're already hammering it. They can't even get down to the 8. They can't even get down to the prior POC as well. I mean, it's just going. So very bullish open so far. SPY is going, obviously. They're already 478.35, and we are within striking distance of all-time highs. Approaching R2, which is the only last line of defense. After that, we've got a quick $1.50 to get to all-time highs. What you know, what you know. What's oil doing right now? Let's take a look. Oil. Oil's recovering after blasting to 75.22, the highest price in weeks. Then retraced all the way back down to 73.71. You set that area as support and climbing. NASDAQ is still basing higher. There we go. Yeah, Meta's up 0.72. They're rocket ships. Nvidia is a Doge. Amazon bottom wick the crap out of that big red candle and is rocketing. Microsoft is rocketing. Apple is tried to rocket, but they are top wicking. So a lot of bullish flow hitting this market, and I'm going to go over and check the updated options chain data this morning. I do think that we will tap all-time highs today on SPY. Let's take a look. 480 GEX, massive GEX level. Massive GEX level, which work as magnets. That further solidifies my thesis that we will tap all-time highs today. Yesterday, short opportunity galore. Today, I'm back to being very cautious on any short entries, if any at all. I would look for all-time highs. Maybe a short off all-time highs or somewhere around there, but I do think that we do not need to be shorting until we tap all-time highs at least. I would look to long into it. Do I track the daily, weekly, monthly opens? I don't track the opens. I do track the high and lows. Although I'd be curious to try it, to take a look at it. I know a lot of people want big red, but the IRA is loving this. I don't necessarily want big red. I have to play this thing as I see it. Right now, I'm seeing bullishness, and eventually, I do expect a very, very large drawdown, but not now. Not now. And yes, it is fun opening up my long-term port because I was clenching for a couple of months there, thinking if I had made the right decision to hold my long-term port. And I think we have our answer now. Except for stupid Boeing, who keeps doing stupid stuff, like blowing the door off the freaking plane. How hard is it to put on a door on the airplane? I mean, come on, it's 2024. When setting stop losses, do you recommend placing them above or below certain candles in price action, or do you have a set dollar amount? Well, it depends. I've done stop losses based on both. It really depends on my thesis for entry. If I have a thesis for entry based on price action on a particular setup, then what I usually do is set my stop loss outside of the lowest candle or the highest candle if I'm looking to short on that setup, because that tells me that if that candle gives out, then the structure of that trade is broken down and I need to get out. So yes, I'll set my stop just outside of that candle. Unless I'm very cautious of a sweep. If I'm in a small position size and I don't want to get swept, then I'll place it a little further out than there as well. So even the sweep doesn't grab it. But you have to be willing to face a decent drawdown in order to survive that. The door identified as a window. Oh my gosh. Add some bolts. Mr. George. Man, look at all these icebergs, dude. These are sell icebergs, too. Interesting. Maybe we tap all-time highs and sell off. Wouldn't that be a B? These are a lot of icebergs hitting the tape here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we do have a Fed speaker in 18 minutes, too. Yeah, Kashkari, who is normally pretty hawkish. He was the first one to publicly state that the Fed has lost control, has no idea what they're doing. I love it. I love it. My boy Trader J. Oh, man. When one door closes open, another door opens. I love it. All right. So NASDAQ obviously is bottom wicking and going. ES is flying to 48.33. So far, they're up 40 points since the 7 o'clock bounce right on the POC, by the way, and going. I'm going to take my break from moving my spreads and tell you that I appreciate that hawk sound. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. 50. I've worked on that a lot. Another iceberg is starting to grow, very small in this one, but watch it build to see if it reaches the size of these others. CVD is about positive 980, nothing crazy, but positive. NASDAQ is up here as well. They've got liquidity all the way up to 17,070, which would blast that baby. I'm still looking again, all-time highs on SPY. Today's the day. I need some music. Sorry about that. Little Nas, J. Christ. I'm scared to ask what that is. What's current all-time high on SPY? 479.98. 479.98. Still going 48.36. Man, no pullback at all. This is one of those things that's happened in the first half hour, and I can't get in because I don't play the first half hour. But, man, it sucks. Don't need that. Save. Get that out of here. Even I took a call for this. Yeah, it's going. It's going. 17.038, looking like it wants 7.5. Blasting. NASDAQ is basing at the moment. And going. Another green, new high. So even Nasdaq has got a small iceberg coming on here too. So the icebergs are hitting, and this one's building again, a whole plethora. So we do have a very strong setup for icebergs here on ES, which is furthering my thesis that volatility is about to hit here, and we're gonna pop this level, pop that level. I think Nasdaq is about to pop up here too. They're kind of shaking and baking. We've got another 48.35 right there. When you say Nasdaq, am I talking NDX options? Negative. NQ, Nasdaq futures. I never like to just go long on a straight green rally because whenever I do it, it always pulls back. Yeah. The only time I like to chase into a rally like that is when I use small position sizing. I just put on small. I mean, micros or 1 or 2 Nasdaq at the most, or 1 or 2 full minis at the most. And it's got to be supported by heavy volume. Case in point would be the rally we had, what, on Monday? Yeah. This volume is not crazy, so I'm not chasing it this one like we did Monday. I bought 4-week swing calls at the bottom yesterday. Not sure whether to take profits or hold. Don't take profit. What I would do is set a stop. Set a stop. I've been right all week. I have been right all week. That's why my time's coming to be wrong. So don't be full porting calls here. Man, look at all these freaking these are sell side icebergs too, people. Like, I think we're gonna pop all time highs and we're gonna reject it. These are sell side icebergs, and we're right up against it. SPY is 478.53. We only have about another dollar and change. Am I a cold plunge guy? I have. I'm like a friends with benefits with cold plunge type of guy. Like, I don't do it every day, but I'll jump in every now and then. I don't actually have a cold plunge, but I've got a pool. And in the wintertime, me and the kid, the son, he's starting to grow up. He's starting to trying to be like do manly stuff, and like he's reading Jocko books, and he wants to jump in that pool. So we'll go in there every now and then and try to work up to like a minute. And crap, I have to answer this call. I'll be right back. Alrighty then. Oh, dealing with estate attorneys is I'd rather put toothpicks in my eyeballs and deal with this crap again. 48.32 here. Still a whole bunch of sell side icebergs coming in. Whole bunch of sell side icebergs. Can't believe I sold my call at the open I bought yesterday. There you go. I'm loading so many puts here. I'm sure you've answered this 1,000 times or a million times, but what is an iceberg on your chart? Icebergs are hidden orders or obscured orders. These are orders that are put on by certain players with their brokerage, of which we don't know the full quantity. It has some sort of intent, but when I see stuff like this, you have to plan for large movement. Now, these are sell-side icebergs, so I think we're going to pop highs, and then we're going to drop based on this. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying huge sell-off, but these are sell-side icebergs, so I have to account for that. So I think we're going to pop the all-time highs here, and then eventually we'll have. I don't know. I got to see what happens. I know we're going to pop highs. I just got to see what happens after that. We're off R2 right here. The actual number text is showing above and below the circles. Right here, yeah. So you see the little the dotted lines here? That's pointing to where they are. So the number is just a quantity of icebergs, and it points to where the levels are. So they're all above, which means we're transacting into these icebergs to. It's either closing out orders or it's shorting. I don't know. We don't know what that is. All we know is that it's orders that are being sell. We don't know if they're sell to open or sell to close, but they are sell orders. And they're above it. And these are a very, very large quantity here. We're already talking about, let's see, that's 3,000, that's 4,000. We're talking about 5,500 icebergs just off, just eyeballing it here, roughly. So. Yeah, I can't show Tesla or any stocks on the stream. I'll get pinged with a fine. It can only be futures. Have you ever looked at RTY on Bookmap? I have. It's right here. There you go. They got their own iceberg as well. 1980. Why are the icebergs not moving right? They're transacted. So these are already transacted. When they stop like this, that means they're transacted. Otherwise, yes, these blue numbers will be following the price. Why will I get fined? Because you have to pay the exchanges for the data feeds. You have to pay CBOT and CBOE for the exchanges. And if you are paying for the exchanges and then broadcasting that stuff for free, then you're going to get fined. It's like $100,000 a day. Literally, it's no joke. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't want to share people's streams that are streaming that stuff in the server because I don't want to get fined. And I respect Bookmap a lot because they're a great company for that stuff. So they're trying to shut it down themselves. SPY rejecting R2 at the moment. I suppose there's a possibility I could lose power today. There's a lot of wind and lightning and thunder out there. off right off R2 here. Pretty slow price action, though, I gotta say. Kashkari in 5 minutes. Am I in a trade? No, negative. I'm not in a trade. Let's see. I'm being very patient today, so if you want to trade, don't not trade because I'm not. Like today, I'm being very patient. I know I'm on a heater. I know I'm doing very well, so that's usually when I get pummeled. Power backups on router, yeah. I should, Kit. Let's see. Big old top wicks on Russell. Big old top wicks on Russell. 479.98. No reason to run a good week under a long weekend. Just have a little FOMO. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I ain't got no FOMO. Am I in Texas? No, I'm not in Texas. Although I could go for some Texas barbecue. Advice on how to be a trader live as I am on demo. Night and day difference, like driving range compared to on the course. Yeah, because it's about the emotions. You bring in your emotions. So you've got to pull back when you finally get funded, in my opinion, especially if you do great on demo accounts. Like if you fund like accounts like easy, you just blow right through it, easy, no problem, and you get to the live accounts and you blow them up. I mean, there's a reason why. You act different, you think different. So pull the position size way back. For the first week of your funded account or real account, if you put new money in, micro positions, 1 or 2 micros, that's it. Never ever ever go more than that. Get you a buffer because your goal is to buy up your drawdown first. So if you've got a $3,000 drawdown on that particular account, you need to make $3,000, and only then do you need to start tinkering up the position size a little bit. But don't go into it just like firing from the hip, blasting 5 and 10 micros or minis, because you'll blow it up. Especially if you're doing Apex, which has the trailing drawdown. Have you ever tried Forex negative? So 48.27, a little bit of red here. ES is coming down just a hair. We're down about 10 points on ES there. And there's all that sell side. Now, here's the deal. We do have a whole bunch of sell side icebergs here, but I don't know how far they're going to bring it down with all this sell side. So it could be 10 points, it could be 20, it could be 30, it could be 50. Well, according to the YouTube trading gods, Forex can make you a millionaire with this one easy setup. Yeah, I never trade it. 48.26. There's the top of the hour coming up right here. The Russell. YM. What are we doing here, too? Man, Russell's getting smoked, or the Dow minis are getting smoked down to VWAP there. And 1 second, there we go. All right. Right back to 17,000. When you get a chance, can you let me know what the basic iceberg settings are? Yeah. Yep. The only thing I change on the iceberg settings is the minimum quantity presented. Would laugh if we don't get all-time highs, just to get here then die. Yeah, they're trying to. NASDAQ is coming down here, trying to get to VWAP after all that sell side. Man, look at this red. It's nice. Well, there you go. There's all that sell side right there, man. It's starting to come to fruition. It came a little earlier than I thought, but yeah, there you go. I mean, Bookmap this whole freaking week has been on the money. It's been on the money. Absolute amazing. Coming back off 48.16. Trying to push lower here right on VWAP. $48.17. Nice little move here. So they're bouncing off VWAP right now. Right up, right now. Big volume. Yep. Waterfall again today. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so look at this liquidity here, 47.95. So they're putting on even more lower here. This thing is all over the place. You got to be quick on the trigger here for this stuff. Quick on the trigger. Coming on down here, they put on big liquidity on that sell side. Where's ES? ES is on VWAP right now. NASDAQ just tapped it. And it does look like they want to bring this thing on down. Interesting. Interesting. Pushing lower here. There's a lot of liquidity flowing in from Bookmap. A lot. It is very telling. This right here is absurd. And down we go. So that's what? 20 points or so on ES? Points or so on ES. Whoa. Can y'all hear that thunder? That's loud. Big red's coming off here. All right, look at this move. This is a big move. This is a healthy move. Dropping back off. Coming on down 48.15. Trying to figure out what this thing is going to do, but they are pushing this thing lower. Pushing this thing lower. PM's a long way down. It is. 16.960 ES is 48.15. If this hammers, it's a good long. Absolutely. That's what I'm really waiting for, to confirming this one candle here. So this candle closes in 2 minutes, and I'll know. I missed the stupid short because I... Hello, test, back. Stocks. All right, we're back. All right, 48.16. So that was right there, a 20-point move down. We hit it. We cleared all the EMAs. We cleared all support. And we're waiting for my book map to come back online here. And they put on 47.95. And those sell side icebergs were beautiful. I didn't execute them this time like I did yesterday, but those were beautiful. And once again, that right there tells me, I mean, that's worth the price of admission for book. I would pay more than I pay now for this style of information right there, because it's amazing. You just can't be a jabroni and actually execute. How you doing? Hey, how's it going? Am I seeing any lightning? I am seeing lightning, yes. Lightning within 5, so we are grounded. All flatter operations are grounded. Yeah, TLT is rocket ship. Yields got pummeled there. But yeah, man, we are still trying to do the dang thing. Look at, they're doubling down on 47.95 here. ES is going to 17. They've got that liquidity, but ES is putting on a very ominous level. That was so annoying. It was here in Texas when I was there. Go run to the building. Yep. Lightning within 5. The balmy 0 degrees here? Oh, yeah. So y'all stay safe. Apparently there's a big snowstorm and storm coming across the country the next 3 days, so please be safe. Nice tug. Let's see here. $48.20. So we have one little bottom wick off after the red here, and we'll see what they do with this. But this cat down here came on this move down. We'll see. Watch it closely. If they take that off, then we'll do it. But that move right there would be enough to satisfy the sell side icebergs right there. And obviously they already instant bottom wick this candle. So we only have one red engulfing, and then we have this massive bottom wick on the ES here. So we'll see what they can do with that. Doing the thing. All right, we have 48.23 still climbing here. Nice little move. And going. Boom. Big green. You got to call off that move? Nice. Nice. So it's still going up here too. Buyers can't step away. Yep. Almost got into the puts on the MES that touch off that toward the top, but is waiting on one more push up. That's all right. I'll take it to all-time highs. Well, that's what we needed there, man. I mean, that right there threw me for a loop because I was expecting all-time highs on this run, and then they threw down all this sell liquidity here, and boom, they dump it. They dump it, and now they're buying it back up very quickly. So honestly, I don't really know how. I mean, I know they're gonna. I want to say I know. My gut instinct is still saying they're still gonna run this thing to all-time highs, but I don't know how they're gonna do it now. That does look like a little bit of a liquidity grab. They get all that sell side, they dump it, they gather up inventory on a hammer, and boom, we go off. So that's what I'm looking for here. But that's what I'm looking for here. There's your Nasdaq right there. All right. 16,995. Consolidate near high and tank the market. I think it may be time for TLT position. Calls glitching way up now. That is a good indication, yeah. And I am with you. I was expecting a little bit more pressure on the TLT, but I don't know if we're going to get it. So it may be time to start dollar cost averaging into a trade, especially as we're nearing this area, and as we start going deeper and deeper into the rate cut anticipated environment, because we're not there yet, but there's going to be a lot of anticipation for March and June. Could they be fueling all-time high for political reasons? Sure, it's possible. No one is more skeptical of the government than I am. So, what's up, Pastor? How you doing? Pretty skeptical, putting it lightly. I bet you my tinfoil hat neighbor is more skeptical than you. Probably. Probably. All right. Rate cuts are coming mainly because it will destroy the economy. All right, here's a little bit of red here. We are back right on top of All the EMAs are kind of congested, and we're smack dab in the middle of this little bit of range here. So we are coming up on the 10:30 time frame, which means I got to start plotting the range, the morning range. Oh, there's some more pressure coming in. I've been crushing it in the last 3 weeks. Nice, Rob. I love it, buddy. Hope you have a good weekend. I'll see you back on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Apologize. Unpopular opinion: they will cause banks are insolvent, and that ended the liquidity program in March. Nice little red candles here. ES is now dropping aggressively. Every day is Gabagoo day. This one's hard to trade. Yeah, I'm being patient. I'll get my licks in. I'll get my licks in. Coming off right here. Red candles. Nice move. Red coming on down here. Let me look at something. When I see something pop off, I will announce it here. I will announce it. Who else showed at 17,000 there? Nice. Nice. Coming back off. $16,958. SPY is still dropping. Rejected VWAP there. Beautiful. I need to do an icebergs video. As much as I love them and rely on them, I need to do one of those. Still holding out. Negative 1900 ES, or I'm sorry, NASDAQ, and negative 1700. So NASDAQ is heavier coming on in there. And look, we still have that 47.95 on. What are puts looking like today? Never thought I would say that. Rolling with the punches here. What does YM have? YM is coming down to theirs of 37,750. Russell has not much on there. Still basing. Yeah, CVD really came off. Yeah. All right. 48.15. I just took 5 lots short from 985 to 960. Nice. Yeah, longs definitely weren't working. They are basing this thing right here, so it's going to be interesting. Interesting. All right, nice little move up here. Nice little move up here. 48.16. Almost passed the top step 50K on that move. Nice. Very cool. What if that 37.95 liquidity is for after we hit all time? It very well could be. Absolutely. That's why I'm trying to figure out what the price action is doing right here. What are we doing right here? That's what I need to know. I don't need that. I need this. You can go with this, or you can go with that. Y'all remember those commercials? Mrs. OM has came in here twice to smell me. It's kind of weird. That 1 hour talk was ominous. Yeah, it's all that sell side liquidity, man. All that hit, and we transacted down. Now I need to figure out what they're doing with it. That kind of got that manly musk going on. She's making sure you've been bathing. No, I put on some cologne this morning, so she likes to smell. Coming back off here. What do we do? Ooh, look at that top wick on NASDAQ, dude. They just got hammered. NASDAQ just got hammered. Let's see here. That's 6.8. Sellers are hitting NASDAQ right here, man. It does not look bullish at all. At all. If this level gives out after that top wick, NASDAQ is going to start transacting down to the 900. So, wow, look at that. Look at that. So I just took my first position of the day here on that little top wick right there. And we just smoked it. Smoked it. It's important to note that the economy is being fueled by large amounts of government deficit spending. Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course. I don't know where this thing's going, though, so I'm playing tight. Bitcoin is falling while Ethereum is rallying. Wouldn't it be funny if Ethereum took over Bitcoin one day? Trying to figure this out. They are holding this level right here. And it was looking green, and they just dumped that candle back over on NASDAQ. So all that sell side liquidity just bam hit. And I don't really know where they're going to go with it, I'll be honest with you, from here. It looks like they were trying to base it, but then they hit it again. Oh, boom, look at that. Down. So more sell side liquidity is hitting it. Now I'm going to roll this thing down. Keep going, baby. Keep going, baby. All right, there's 20 points, 25 points. If they give out that candle, come on, don't bottom wick it. This candle right here, 942, is important because we have a double bounce at 942 on NASDAQ. ES just took out their support. They're going. So if NASDAQ takes out this 942 and holds, which they keep on bottom wicking it here, which is why I'm being tight on my stops. But if they could fill down through 942 with sell side, oh, look at that. Boom. Down we go. Man, they're really going to sell this thing off? Interesting. Nicely done, Kit. Nicely done. Nice. All right, we're still going. Can you smell what the OM is cooking? Yeah. But I have been bathing, right? Yes, I have been bathing. I'm very clean. Hit 400 per contract on that move. Done for the week. Nice, Paul. Come on. Fill it down. Fill it down. Fill it down. 16,900. Set my stops. I'm back, baby. I love it. Isn't it great when you finally hit a good day after a losing streak? All right, there's my stops. And out. Stops tripped. I'm thinking 478's the top. I don't know, man. We still have a lot of day left. This is only the first hour. Not even the first hour. We have a lot of day left. I don't really like. I'm kind of at this point. All that sell side liquidity before all-time highs right up against it. I'm kind of hitting the reset button here. First trade of the day. I finally got my first trade in. Pretty profitable trade on NASDAQ. A little bitty scalp on that. All that pressure hitting right here. Boom. Because we had all this, and then it got creamed. So I took an entry, wrote it down. A little bitty scalp, and we'll see if we can get something going on here. I got demand marked around 940. Let me see. Yeah, that's where we've had a bounce at 845, and then right here. So now we've got a new a new session low here. We've got the high at 04250. And then we've got the low right now on this candle of 935.25. Now we rock it. Rockety rocket. Baseball bias with my calls. I love it. You can go with this. You can go with that. You can go with this. You can go with that. Wasn't that the Kia hamster commercial? I don't know why that just popped in my head. I get random memories like that. I entered just before you, but I feel better when I hear you enter too. Nice. Nice, Tim. So we have 8 minutes until we set the morning range. Yeah, there's still a lot of top wicking. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of pressure still here. I'm waiting. Not to mention they put on this 47.95 down here, which is now only 8 points out, 7 points out. So yeah. See, why can't I need to talk to them about moving my bookmap time frame. I get too many boring sessions in the 12 to 1 area. Up $500, but due to the hesitation, I've lost out on at least 2K. Yeah, so be it, man. I have too. I've sat there and watched most of this moving today, so it happens. You can't catch every move. Even Tiger Woods chunked a shot every now and then. And he was the best to ever do it. Tiger Woods was the Nancy Pelosi of golf. And even, except Nancy Pelosi never chunks it. Tiger Woods chunked it every now and then. Do you think we could pin? I don't foresee a pin risk today. I think there's too much volatility in this market right now. I think we'll have this morning adjustment here, and we'll obviously have a little bit of chop in the afternoon session, and I think the power hour should be pretty volatile, especially going into a 3-day weekend, especially with the Houthi Yemen attacks. You never know, although that's kind of written off nowadays, but you never know. I got to type out an email real quick. Hold on. All right. 15-minute Doge. Bottom wick right there off the the POC. I'm guessing you stay away from zeros. It's been a while since I've done that. If I ever do zeros on Power Hour, it's obviously a couple $100 at the most, just to have fun. Just try to turn a couple $100 into a couple of thousand. Listen to those Cherry MX keys clacking. Yeah, I've got the ACOG, whatever. All right, here, what are we doing? NASDAQ is 48 or 16,970 here. Dojied out. Dojied out. Let's see what we can do with this candle right here. Small 5-minute candle. A doji on the 15. And we're right up against a little bit of a trend line here. Fed speakers causing the slow movement? I don't think so. No. Scaling down to single micros for practice. Great idea. Everyone listen to Paul. It's a great, great idea. This price action smells like it wants to test all-time highs again. Yeah. Looks like it. Still hanging out Doge right here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just made $5. Nice, Lord. Well done. It's weird saying Lord. I'm going to call you Paul. So we have still more sell-side liquidity icebergs up top. I just combined two words. Liquidity, or icebergs. That's it. Just above here. So 48.16, 48.30. Try to do the dang thing. We still have some basing. What are we doing? What are we doing? Another bottom wick. Major bottom wick right here. Probably to fill this liquidity. This one's bouncing again to 48.17. What are we doing? What are we doing? So they're still shifting this thing, chasing this down. I think there's more pressure involved here, people. Like I still think we're going to see some pressure after this thing fills. Interesting. Do I ever use a trade repeater? I see some have like 12 accounts. I haven't yet, but I have before, but I'm currently not doing that. Once I do sign up for Apex and get their accounts, I will be using a repeater. Yes. That's the only reason why I'm signing up for Apex is so I could do that right there, is have 20 accounts and do what Paul's doing basically. I've checked out the GEX levels, not since the open. 480 was the main GEX today. This morning it was. Right now it's even more at 480. Golly, there are signals, there are cross currents all over this thing. Cross currents all over this thing. What are we doing? Another bottom week. $16,966. Still dojied out. Market's unbalanced. Well, the only clear thing I've seen today was that with the sell-sided liquidity. Iceberg. I keep saying liquidity. Icebergs. I didn't transact that. Until then, it's been just kind of absorbing this 960, but I keep seeing more sell-sided icebergs come on right here. So they're doing the same thing again they did earlier, except not to the same degree, just smaller in nature. So I do think that we'll go a little bit further down here on ES eventually. We're going to sell. We're going to eat up this stuff and then drop. I'm just kind of playing by the seat of my pants here. Yeah, so right here you've got the EMAs on SPY and VWAP, which is green. Interesting. Interesting. $16,981. Blowing through all this stuff. Oil looks promising. I gotta look at oil. I'll be less confident to trade without Bookmap. They got me. Oh, they're awesome. I'm telling you, it's an awesome product. Awesome product. Healthy greens coming on the charts here. Healthy greens. 186. Is there a reason you mix SMAs and EMAs? The SMAs are long-term observations, like 50 and the 200. The EMAs are the shorter ones of the 8, 21, 34. I can't tell you why, other than the fact that that's how I learned them a long time ago, and I like the combination. $16,984. Getting some pepperoni here. Nasdaq's looking pretty healthy at the moment, though. Coming up to 700, it looks like. Pretty healthy. Oh, man. All right. YS is going. 40 ES, not YS. 4818. Well, looking at these candles here, so again, we're waiting for confirmation. I'm flipping back and forth between the 5 and 15. I'm monitoring both of them. The 15's got a bullish candle. Obviously, the 5-minute does too. We've got 2 minutes till the 5-minute closes, and I'm seeing how this response for the buyers is going to hold. If they can clear this liquidity and hold it without a top wick, then now we can start looking for the possibility to the upside. But they did fill all that sell-side iceberg here too. Very small compared to what we had this morning, but they filled it, and we're still getting just a very wee top wick at the moment here. So like I said, this is an important 5-minute candle for the buyers. They got to hold it, and if they don't, which they're not, they're already top wicking this thing. And if they hold it, then we can start to look for upside, but they're not. They're not clearing out the liquidity on the charts here. What type of chart is that on the left? This is Bookmap, a live liquidity tracker. So this basically takes the level 2 and 3 data and posts it in a visual nature. Heat map format, which is the darker the level, the more orders. But more importantly, there's a whole bunch of add-ons here that you can add to track the manipulation of the order book. It's a fantastic tool. I'm very, very, very critical and very, very selective on what I add to my charts. And this is one tool that I use. It's been on the money this week. So, what's up, Michael? Yeah. I appreciate you asking questions here. Coming on down, top wick. Nasdaq is still top on this thing. See? The buyers can't hold this chart. You make some money, Dan? So, yeah. You mentioned 4-week calls a couple of days ago. What are you looking for to enter those? I was looking for mid 4600s on ES. So what I was saying is if we could breach down to mid 4600s and get that 4% retracement, then I was going to add into some 4-week calls. But we didn't get it. So instead, we just kind of bounced. We put on this little like 2%, 1.5% move down, and then bounce back up to all-time highs here. And if you go back and look on the daily chart, it just looks like a bunch of consolidation since mid-December. Some nice waterfall, nice buy-up, but overall, we're at the same place we were 4 weeks ago. So a book map always looks different for yours, and I have the same bundle. It's all about just preferences and your settings. But Michael, if you go on my YouTube channel, I've got a how to set up book map, which kind of goes into the basics of what it means and what they do and how to set it up. So if you want to learn more, you can do that. Not to mention, if you go to the Bookmap's knowledge base, they've got a fantastic library of information about their products. What are we doing here? This kind of looks like a little ascending wedge on the 5, huh? I don't know. I don't have a good feel for this action yet. I'll be honest with y'all. You know what? You want to hear a funny story? So yesterday while I was eating lunch, I was just sitting here just chillaxing, played a game of chess. And on YouTube, it popped up a guy was streaming. I'd never seen this guy before, so I just clicked on it. I was, hey, what's this? He's got, about 20,000 followers. He had about 500 people watching his stream. And it was during the rally on Nasdaq, and Nasdaq had rallied like 200 points. I'm not going to say because I'm not going to say, but Nasdaq had rallied 200 points, and he's sitting there saying, "I'm looking for a short. I'm looking for a short. I'm looking for a short the entire time." And everyone's asking him, "Why don't you just long? Why don't you just long? Why don't you just long? Play the trend." I'm like, hey, I can kind of relate. I've had those days before. When everyone's pinging him, I was kind of getting a chuckle out of it. But he eventually didn't take a trade because he watched the whole thing. And I was sitting there eating my sandwich and chuckling. I've been in his shoes before. Average and long MNQ while we consolidate here. Just be careful. We have a lot of sell-side icebergs on still. Just make sure you're setting a stop. It's not a terrible play. I don't think we're not going up yet. Eventually, but I would definitely have a stop on those positions. I don't really know what's going to happen right now. Some of your first bottle of wine when you start making it. It'll be a couple of years, but I definitely will. Italian grinder and meatball sub. I love the grinders, man. I love the grinders. Don't get me wrong, I love a good meatball sub too. But I love a grinder. Still coming on down here. They are doubling down on this 47.95. Are there any icebergs to the downside? Right here, we don't really have any supportive icebergs yet. They're all sell-side icebergs, every one of them, which means they're just still plummeting this thing with sell orders, which is why we're getting all this activity. I mean, this is the whole use. This is like a master's class on icebergs right here. They're just beautiful. Right here is the first key. Boom, down. And now we're getting a whole bunch of them again. Not to the same size. Obviously, they're pretty small relative to this crap over here. I mean, this is 5,000 plus. But this is still showing pressure. And this cat came on today, 47.95, which is now only, what, 20 points down? Call the wine Bottomwick. Bottomwick Winery. So, still pressure here. There's a top wick. There we go. There's the pressure. There's the pressure. Boom. On down. There is the pressure. Interesting. Man, the pressure's hitting on this one. 16,957, 956. For NASDAQ, you still see this the sell side pressure coming in here, popping this thing lower. ES, big sell pressure with these order flows coming in, and they've got trying to make it down to 47.92 or 3 here. But interesting, very interesting, definitely. Just got stopped out of that sell-off in MES, 1 for 1 this week. That's all right. Oil roll over here too. European close is going to matter today? Yeah, definitely. All right. Man, the pressure's on. The pressure is on. $48.13.75. Negative 5,000 almost CVDs. 45.70, 45.80. So coming on down here, ES is still pressing. We're dojied out on the 15, and holding the 15-minute POC. Drilled to the core of the earth. We need a 3% down day. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? pump it right up against all-time highs and then give us a 3% down. It'd be crazy. I took one ES in my paper for 1 hour profit. Nice. NASDAQ fully reversed that red candle there, so the NASDAQ is still being held up overall, though doji. NASDAQ pressed down to the 50s and then immediately hammered it back up to 75.80, so 30-point hammers there. ES is still doing the same thing, just kind of a smaller scale. They're back up to 48.15, holding POCs. So on the 15-minute, we have double dojis here. 2 dojis in a row, which you don't want to get involved in that stuff. I need to start breaking away from these dojis. They did trim that 47.95 here, and I need signs of one or the other. Either distribution of accumulation here. Right now we've got some dojis, so I do need a fill. If this thing fills down like it's currently trying to do, then we'll have some signs of distribution down into the 4800 area, 4800 block, and NASDAQ back down to the 900 block. So that was a big, pretty healthy green move on NASDAQ, 30 points, and then just got hammered back down. Look at that. They just dumped that green candle back to red. Oof. Oof. You know that meme with the oof size? Yeah. Oof size. Love it. 48.11. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Hitting it. Wow. Wow. Can anyone help me, please? I was down 1K on my 50K combine on Top Step. 10MA at 2.8, and the count is up to 41.7. Can I pass the account with 1 more day to make it less 2 more days? The rule is you can't have more than 50% of your total profits on 1 day. So I don't know what the I don't know what's the profit target on the 50K. $3K? Yeah, so was today your first day? No. All right. So whatever it is, take your total, let's see. So you're up to 51.7. Yeah, you're either going to have to intentionally lose money today, or you're going to have to trade more days to get, even if you pass $3,000, you just made like 100% of your profit on 1 day. So yeah, you can't make more than $1,500 a day. So you either need to intentionally lose money or understand that you're going to have to trade more days until you do that. Yeah, I hate that. That's the big part. That's the big downside of prop firms. You have to do that crap. But yeah. Anyway, big bottom wick. So still they're doji this baby out. Still they're dojiing this baby out. Still red. Still dojied. Looking for a move. Wicks. We've been in this range for a couple of weeks now. Yesterday was a ton of selling volume. You'd think we would get a low of test and then sell off a new accumulation. Possible. Possible. John? What do you mean? Who's John? Can you tell us why or what the reason for trading the NASDAQ specifically? I'm trading both ES and NASDAQ. NASDAQ is great for futures because it moves very quickly. At $20 a point, NASDAQ puts on 20-point candles. So one contract, you're making $400 in a couple of seconds, as long as you're obviously correct. But you could also lose $400 in a couple of seconds. So NASDAQ is a very good product if you want to scalp small movements. I personally don't really like scalping small movements. I will, but I don't like it. Just know that NASDAQ is a big dog player. It's one of the biggest products you can trade in the futures market, if not the biggest with the notional. So just know, put your big boy pants on if you're going to trade NASDAQ. Put your big boy pants on if you're going to trade NASDAQ. So it just counts 1,500. Now, you made you made 2,800 bucks today. So it's gonna calculate that. Yep. They're in the laundry. Yeah. All right. So, what are we doing today? Tweezers on the 3 minute? Yeah, but I don't really pay attention to 3 minute tweezers. Now, if you are going to look at those, which you are right, Juju, because we've got tweezers on the 3 minute with increased volume. That's correct. However, the shorter time frame is only an indication for you to confirm on the 5 and the 15. So from now, I would go to the 5. We do have a hammer candle on the 5 with increased volume. On the 15, we don't have that. But we do have in the 5. So you could cautiously long based on the 5, but since we don't confirm on the 15, you've got to be able to set us a good stop on that position. You can't be as confident if you want to speculate on a long on the 5 minute. So, yeah. Kit, yeah. So I can go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. It's gonna tell you that you're going to have to make. Here, I'll go ahead and tell you. Give me the calculator. You're going to have to make another 2,600 bucks at least. Yeah. It's going to make you. It's going to get you to. You're going to have to make an additional 2,600. Still dropping off here. Nice. Nice. I think, let's see, NASDAQ is still dropping back into the 16,936 area. We're just hammered a bunch of times, but they keep on spoofing this. You see this on 47.95? Off, on, off, on, off, on. They're doubling down on it. So mad is liquidity there. Try to lose some, but watch you'll make even more. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Yeah. Coming back off here. Big, big red. This one's going to breach. This one's going to breach 938, 937. Watch. This is the third attempt and new low right there. 48.07. Making a move down. Eating to this liquidity. Dropping this thing off. What a candle. What a candle. Starting to come into this 48.07. Man, CL just tapped the 10 p.m. bounce and bounced. Okay. $48.08. Coming on down right here. Let's see what they're going to do. If this is going to breach or not. If this is going to breach. Red candle's top wick on the 5 minute. About to put a new low. This will bring us down to 900 on this move. On down. Pressure. $48.08. Well, we have down pressure, obviously. It's not moving as aggressively as the first initiation candle, but downward pressure. Uh-oh, did I lose my internet again? No, we're good. We're good. 48.07. I do enjoy not having to worry about theta while in my trading positions. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Fix is rocketing. Yeah. Apple's off, Amazon is off. The other markets literally are 5 red, 5 green. In fact, it's pretty delineated right down the smash middle. Look at this. It's like I sorted it by color. Heh. What a bunch of jabronis. Still filling down here. Oh man. Pressure. ES is filling down. I think they're going to grab this 47.95, man. I think that's their target. You know, here comes NASDAQ down too. Smoking it. Smoking it. On down here. Starting to get pretty heavy. That's for sure. 48.04. The signs were there on Bookmap this morning. Yeah, they were. Absolutely they were. Absolutely they were. This is the overall bounce territory from 7 o'clock this morning in this range here. So we're kind of dipping down into it. You see the bottom wicks because the pressure is not like as strong enough for this demand. You're bottom wicked, which makes it a little difficult because everything is bottom wicked. But they are just kind of creeping it lower, down in 47.95. Even NASDAQ is coming down 16.920, doing its thing. A lot of pressure. Look at that. CVD is continuing to drop, so the aggregate is definitely sell side. They're just putting it on. Big time. Big time. Dropping even more. Non-contract short. Nice Space Ghost. That's a huge position. It's a huge position there. 900 target. Actually played out. Yeah. Press this down even more. Coming into this area. ES is still dropping 4,800 here, and overall at 47.95 is going to be target. Overall, it's going to be target. Still dropping. Pressure. NASDAQ has inside day possibility. Yeah. Well, you know, we've got the morning range now set, obviously, but it's a decent range. You know, 48.0625 is going to be the ES low, morning low, and the high there is 48.3650. But the pressure's on. XLF is coming down hard. Microsoft is up. It even haven't started to sell yet. Amazon is coming down here too. Apple's down. So if Microsoft joins the sell-off with the other tech, then we'll see even more pressure here on NASDAQ. ES is starting to drop aggressively. I mean, down into the 4,800 block and making a move even further. Even further. Another defense. Nice. Boom. First trade of the year is green. New record. Nice jet. Nice jet black. I love it. I love it. Let's see, we are currently 9:30. All I want today is a boom from Kit. VIX calls. Yeah, we also saw Disciple those 47.5 calls for VIX. Like a couple of million hit 47.5 calls on VIX. Way out. Let's see what do we got. One second. Bam. And sent. Sweet. I'm emailing while I'm trading. Emailing attorneys while I'm trading too, so it's fun. How do you interpret the stops on the bookmap chart? I only really pay attention to the stops is if it's a very large quantity, 2,000, 2,600 and above. Everything else is pretty common, plain Jane stuff. In fact, to me, the stop indicator is way less important than the iceberg indicator. If you buy one ES or one NASDAQ, how much does it pay if it moves 1 point? ES pays $50 per point. NASDAQ is $20 per point. Off the bat, you would think that ES is more risky because it's $50 instead of 20, but I assure you NASDAQ is far more volatile because NASDAQ moves 20, 30 points, whereas ES only moves 1 or 2 points. Commissions vary, anywhere between $1 to $3 on your broker. Bottom wick, large green, NASDAQ. I wonder what we're doing here now. Finally hit demand, maybe? Finally hit demand. We got some large greens. Large greens. Yeah, NASDAQ moves a lot. $480 is the GEX today. Interesting. There is strong options flow today, both on buying calls and puts. I actually haven't seen a setup like this in a long time where there's buying strong on both on that flow line. Volatility, baby. Volatility. Have you ever traded NDX? Yes, I have. It is hogwash up. NDX is big boy options. Go bring up the NDX option chain and go tell me how much it is for one contract. At the money. I've done nothing but 3-week DTE credit spreads in the wheel, and it's paying off. It's not flashy, but the singles are stacking up. I love it, McGurky. That's beautiful. That's the great way to trade right there. That's why I'm saying the more money you get in trading, the easier it becomes because the less risk you have to take. I love it. And then you can start doing processes like that. On the 15-minute chart on ES, it's been 6 red candles in a row. We're just driving deeper and deeper, way down. $880,000 for an NDX contract. I'm telling you, it's a lot. You need big boy pants. At the money positions, too. I mean, it's for 0 DT at the money. So, yeah. Do I smell a reversal here? I don't know yet. We are seeing some bottom wicks into this area, but I'm not seeing any indication that we're hammering into accumulation. Microsoft is breaking out to the upside. That's one thing. Meta right now is also breaking out to the upside. Google is holding the upside. Nvidia is still going down. Amazon, Microsoft, or Amazon and Apple are still going down. Microsoft is just whatever, honey badger. You don't care. Yeah, you don't need to be trading NDX unless you've got probably a couple of mil in your account. I wouldn't be trading NDX. If you got 2-3 mil, then go for it. $16,948. All right, on that bottom wick right there, I just got filled on some long NASDAQ. I'm attempting a long contract right there. And I'm going to set a break-even stop, which is a very tight stop, but I'm seeing if this is in fact a reversal. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm going to speculate. And I'm going to go ahead and right now and set a break-even stop. Do I think the U.S. is waiting for EU to close to make a move? Possibly. Possibly. So yeah. There it is. Nice. Okay. So now I'm going to put it, let's give it 5 points of profit. I'm going to set 5 points in profit, and I'm going to hold it and see how far this thing can go. I'm not too sure. We do have a strong trend line right here. On NASDAQ, we have a 965 trend line right here. If it could break that trend line, then and only then could we have a possible move back up to the high of the range. But I'm going to speculate on it, and I'm going to let this thing do it. I'm going to give 5 points of profit and take my hands off and see if I can get it. Watch, they're going to come down, stop me out, and then they're going to rally it. And I'm going to be like, oh, man. And you're going to be like, bruh. And I'm going to be like, dang it. Closed all my swing longs today. Nice swing. This is a great channel. I've been watching a little longer than I've been trading. About 14 months. Nice tool, man. I love it, buddy. I appreciate that. Started trading January 23rd, and this channel has been invaluable. Thank you. That's right. VPA, baby. VPA. I want to know where it closes so I can calculate it later. Yeah. I got a fill at 940. 940. Right there on that bottom wick. But I need this candle to close bullish. It's already rejecting the trend line, so I think I'm about to get stopped out. But looks like you are plotting VWAP in a few MAs. Yep. 821.34, and the green is VWAP. Mrs. OM is breaking stuff in there. Come on now. Don't tase me, bro. Man, there is a strong trend line right there. It's rejecting. Strong trend line. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, babe. Hold it. I think we're about to come down. Yep. Failed it. Stopped out. 5 points profit. Are we going to go down hard today? I don't know. I don't think so. I think we'll fill this lower liquidity, but I think overall I think we will eventually go back up to all-time highs by the end of the day. So I think we'll come down. I think we'll fill down to the 4,800 realm base, and then we'll have that recovery into the bell. That's my thesis for now. That's exactly what they're doing, Twizzy. That's exactly what they're doing. this. Hourly candle is quite top wick with volume. Yep. Oh, man. EA hit the 200. ES hit the 200 EMA resistance of the 5-minute, slapped it back down and got you stopped out. Yep. Also that trend. Also VWAP. So a lot right there too. 670? No. SPY. I'm thinking about SPY. Now they're coming up here. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you. I'm such a jabroni. That's exactly what they did. They literally stopped me out to the penny and then freaking just rallied it. I'm such a jabroni. I should have kept it a break-even stop. See, I got greedy. I should have kept a break-even stop. I am such a jabroni. There we go. Hope y'all didn't get stopped out. I smell jabronis. They stopped me out. I heard you stop out as well, so I broke my rule and entered on a basis of mass psychology. I love it. Done. Hey, mass psychology, man. It's good. Oil's about to drop more. Ooh, look at that, man. Testing that low. Interessante. Well, that hurts to watch. 48.35. That's what I'm saying, man. I think we're gonna put on the bullish here, man. We'll see what this holds. $9.75 and going. Yeah, Microsoft is obviously exploding as well here. They're doing the dang thing. They're going. 48.20. They've got an iceberg up here at 3.7. This thing is still going. That would have been 40 points per contract right there. So easier on the brain with micros. Yep. Yep. So if this thing holds, look at the 15-minute. So look at this on the 15. Bottom wick finally with a slight increase, but even more important, look at the NASDAQ, which is one of the reasons I elected to go long. Major bottom wick, increased volume overall, and then up we go. And I took entry here, there, and I stopped out here. If NVIDIA picks up steam, yeah. So Apple, Amazon all recovered, and that's it. Like I think this is it. I think we're gonna make a run back up to where we were, and then eventually I think we'll still make a run for all-time highs today. There we go. Still going. If it picks up steam, 19 there. Oh man, VIX is back down 1278. 1 second. 2 dub. Should I just get rid of all the indicators on my chart? I would recommend it, yes. What indicators are you talking about, VK? And I'll tell you. I've traded with literally nothing on my chart. Zero. And I've been very successful at that. And it's because I understand price action and volume. So I think first and foremost, understand price action and volume. And then and only then do you put on the indicators. I would definitely take off MACD. I would absolutely take off MACD. And then I would throw holy water on your charts after that to get rid of the remnants of MACD. You know what MACD actually stands for? Major a-hole crap face devil. So you definitely want to get it off. I finally exited my call at the 40.75. I haven't lost hope and entered a put. Nice. 16.973. What did you say, crap face? Well, trust me, crap face has been in my repertoire since mid-90s. All right, so obviously the 15-minute here, we have this bearish bottom that then bottom wicked, and now we have this bullish that's starting to engulf. If this closes bullish, I would put a pretty good probability that we're going to retrace back up to 17.03. If I was to have one EMA, which would you recommend? 34. If you had to pick one EMA, 34. If one SMA, 50. Is MACD RSI really that bad? Since I found one very early, I went through the stages of using it. MACD and RSI, all it does is identify patterns. That's it. And this is not a pattern market. This market is up 1,000 points, down 500, up 300, down 4. There's no pattern. So in a patternized bull market, yeah, those things work because they identify a simple pattern. A low volatility bull market that is traditional of the past 15 to 18 years, yes, those things work just fine. But this stuff, it doesn't provide any value. By the time it's starting to tell you to buy, it's time to short. Do I use plain volume or relative? I use plain volume. $48.20 coming up here. Now, that is my personal opinion. Again, if you find success with them, then more power to you. I'm a pilot. He uses plain volume. But I love it. 16,981. All right. Still going green candles. Since I blew up my first Apex account, it is cheaper to get a new one versus reset. Should I go with Top Step or Apex? That's really preference. The big difference is that Top Step you can pass in as little as 2 days instead of 7 days, and there's no trailing drawdown on Top Step. But with Apex, The biggest pro for Apex is that one, you can use a trade replicator, and two, that there is no daily drawdown once you are through the trailing. So once you're funded and you've got enough money, there is no daily drawdown. So if you make 30 grand, you could theoretically lose 30 grand on one day and still trade. Whereas Top Step, there's still the drawdown that you have to deal with. Still going up here. 16,988. Into 17,000. Still going. Pow. Nvidia's on the move up there too, along with the rest of tech. So there you go. There's your move. There's your move. Man, I was right on the freaking money. That stupid, literally to the money tick got me. You could trade, replicate, copy on Top Step 2. Yeah, with the trade of 8, yeah. You can lose 30 grand in one day. I was theoretical. I was making an op. You all know what I was doing. MNQ is so much better than NQ. I get to hold longer. Yeah. The number one tidbit I can offer you all is to trade smaller position sizing and hold longer. You're not as bad a trader as you think you are. You just don't buy yourself enough time. If your profits are made and broken on one single candle, then it's going to be very difficult to draw consistency over the long haul. You got to put yourself in the position to be profitable long term. Put yourself in the position to be profitable over 30 minutes to 5 hours, and you'll do a lot better. Yeah, what Burton said is correct. Yeah. Do you think you'll get another entry into calls today? I'll get another entry today. Just gotta be patient. What I did wrong right there is I moved my trailing stop too much. Fantastic entry. I moved my trailing stop too early. I should have kept it. I should have kept it no more than break even and into red. I was being too greedy. That was a good quality setup. That would have got me 60 points per contract. 16,940 I entered. That is $1,200 per contract for those counting. I'm counting. Yeah, you are, Twizzy. Yeah, you are. The trick has been to trade the real account like you trade paper money. Yeah, and the only way to do that is to either go to the dentist and get high or trade small position sizing. Or both. I took your advice a long time ago. Less is more. Yep. On your typical day, how many DTE do you choose? On a typical day, usually zeros or ones, although I haven't traded options in about a month. I've traded a couple of options, but I've been pretty much exclusively futures the past month. And I usually go back and forth. I go through like a quarter where I'm like strictly options, and then I'll go through a quarter where I'm strictly futures and back and forth and a mixture of both. So right now I'm on a futures kick. It's working pretty well. Not to mention, I'm like kind of double trading here. I'm trading my personal account and I'm trading my prop firm, so it behooves me to kind of both look at futures right now. I'm in Canada, no dentist required. That's true. That's true. I know you've probably been asked this a million times, but if you had to pick one prop, what would you go with? The only ones I've ever used is Top Step and Apex, and I personally like Top Step better. But it really depends on you, man. Honestly, as long as you have a strict trading in place, then it doesn't matter. As long as you've got a system, it doesn't really matter. It really comes down to the cost of the platform. . bottom wick back out. 16,985. I think we're about to go up even more here. $974 on NASDAQ. Nice little red top wick right there. So they smashed that thing back down, right into resistance. And they smashed it right on back down. Look at that. Look at that. Man. All right, what are they doing with this thing? The buyers, can they hold this candle? This will be an important candle right here. Still 15 minutes. We're in this kind of defined range. Doing its thing. And the buyers, so far, are doing a great job of defending that bottom wick right there. Oh man. Only negative with Top Step is the micro limit is the same as the minis, which creates some troubles if needing the 200 go for payout. Yeah. Looks bearish to me by following buy volume and larger sell volume. Yeah. Well, we just had a nice little 10, 15 point move down, and the buyers immediately defended. So they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. On a 50K account, how many contracts do you normally do per trade? I don't have a 50K account. Are you talking about a prop firm or a real account? I mean, I've got a high six-figure account, and I only trade 3 to 5 minis on ES. On a prop firm, I'm a little bit more aggressive on the props than I am my real account. I trade anywhere between, my normal trade is 5 ES contracts on the prop. When I'm a confident trader. But when I want to hold all day, I'll do anywhere between 5 to 10 micros. And I'll just literally hold it for 24 hours or, as long as I can in the session, 23 hours. And especially if you can catch a trend, then you can make some couple $100 on that. Yeah, I'm Robert. Yeah. Let's see. We're coming up 4 minutes till the UK close. Oil did drop a lot more, so I forget who called that out. But since you called that out, oil has dropped down another dollar, 75 cents. So good job. That'd have been $10 $10 a cent. Made you some good money there on oil. Was that you, Yo Cheerio? Nice. Well done. 50K account has a big profit target. It's a hard eval. Yeah. Yeah. But they also offer you a lot more contracts. You have a $4,500 drawdown, so it's a lot bigger drawdown, but you still treat it the same. You just have to understand, like, you're not trying to pass these in 2 days. You know, it's all relative. Pulling a 5-day put on MCL as well. Nice, Joe Cheerio. I like it. Just need a green God candle and it can be done for the day. Apex offered 1-day pass opportunity. Yeah. Yeah. You know why they did that? Because they know every single jabroni is going to be like, all right, give me 15 contracts of NASDAQ. I'm doing this baby in 30 seconds. And they're going to re-up 17,000 times. I guarantee you they were making way more money than they lose on those props. CPI day. Yep. Yep. On new issue day, this is what you do. You said CPI day. That's what it reminded me of. So on a prop account, if you lose like 5K, they lose that money. No. All it's simulated profits. I had an opportunity to buy a prop from a company 2 years ago. It was 3 years old and they wanted 45 mil for it. 45 mil? Golly. How are they doing now? Do you regret not buying it? A little bit. Well, oh man. This is one of those days where I've had a small green day, but it could have been way better. Way better. Well, it's still going down. Yeah, they're trying to, man. They're trying to. 60's coming. Yep. The deeper we get into a recession, that's what's going to happen. The oil's going to keep on going down. Keep thinking about yesterday's dump and huge recovery. $16,982. Top wicking back down here. Looks like another pop and drop day. What about the bond auctions? I don't think we have another bond auction today. They did 400K, 2 was 1.3, 3 was 10 mil, and they were projecting 18 mil for year 4 with 80 profit. Wow. Yeah, and then 2020 happened. And look at that. The explosion of interest in investing. red candles here. Nine 7-3. Oh man. Boring equals squats, yeah. I keep going and profit on my personal account, then overtrade and give it back. All right. Have you ever heard of the power of quitting? POQ. So you set yourself a quantity of trades that are profitable. And once you hit that, you're done. Whether it be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. I'd probably not go more than 3. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Mojo. It's crazy that the what industries are out there in terms of related to trading. They say the Chief game could be negative 30 degrees. Golly, can you imagine playing that? Weather report for the next couple of days, negative 19, 24, 18, 17, 10. It's crazy. I remember last year we had a really mild winter. Like, I loved it because I was out at the farm every day with t-shirts. This year is appearing not to be the case. A lot of storms. All right, we are through the European close here. What are they doing today? Down, staying down. Overall green, but on the session today they were down and staying down. Hmm. 47 over here. Nice. Where are you at, RG? South Florida, Miami, Napa Valley. A little bit of red. I got to get this linked to my profile to have a better chance of a trading internship. Nice. Well done. Panhandle of Florida. Hey, it's that warm up there. Nice. Coming down to VWAP again. Overall 15-minute range. We're stuck. NASDAQ is heading back off. Heading back off right here. Looks like NASDAQ wants to head finally lower. $965. Big red candles coming on down. Beautiful. So over the last 30 days, I've increased my fort by about 11%. Just by buying and selling a few long-dated contracts. Today I decided to short the short-term scalping in and remember why I quit. I guess everyone in the system worked for them. Going back to mine. There you go, E-Dub. Just wait, man. I love it. Keep doing what you're doing. If it works, stick to it. Nice, huge red waterfall right there. Right on back down. Man, a lot of pressure there. Golly. No sell icebergs that time on NASDAQ. And ES dumped it back over. Dropping. Look at that. Big red. Look at that freaking candle. Holy crap. Wow. Looks like it. That's a big old move right there, man. Big old move. What's oil doing right now? Hanging out. ES dropped back over. Shouldn't have mentioned VWAP. Yeah, that just cleared out all the EMAs. It just cleared out POC, and it just cleared out the low, the morning low of the day too. That's a heck of a move right there. Heck of a move. Wow. Let's see, what is that? 11:30. God, look at that. Told you since I took calls, it's gonna be a negative 3% day. Was it a short from 16,990? New Apex account just went up. Nice. 47.95. It looks like that's the goal. But man, what a move. Definitely a scalper's day today. That's for sure. Annoying intraday. I want to get short at 980, but to lose $800. Everyone in the calls, yeah, just got hit. Yeah. Yep. All right, so that is the second largest, I think might be the largest red candle of the day. And there's some pretty large reds hitting this thing. JP Morgan put still printing. Yeah, they took out about half their day already, half that pump. Good play. Tara, my state of mind has not been right since the beginning of the year. I've decided to take the rest of January off from trading to refocus. I like it, Damien. That's okay. That's great. It's a good decision. It's a good decision. The doubling down on 47.95, that continues to look more and more like the target here. That cat came on early this morning and is still doing its thing. Still doing its thing. 48.0650. Dumping back off, dropping. Can you still say good morning to the Discord? Makes my day. Do I still think we hit all-time highs today? It's looking less likely. I mean, we certainly can have a strong V recovery, but it's looking less likely. There's too much sell-side liquidity. There's still too many sell icebergs on this chart, or they were transacted, and you can't. It's hard to overcome these multiple engulfing red candles on our volume spikes. So here, the volume is siding with the sellers. The 15-minute looks more and more bearish, and we're continuing to test the morning low. Obviously, the bulls can pull something out of the hat and recover this on a dime. Yes. But right now, from the data I'm seeing, with the CVD being 10,000 neg, with the high volume spikes, with the sell side liquidity, with the sell icebergs, with the engulfing reds, it's looking more and more likely we're gonna tap lows here. That's why I'm saying it's a scalper's chart today, because they're putting on a couple of different setups this morning. Double bottom look right there. Do I swing trade? I do. I do. Let me hit the refresh on the options data. 16945. What does Monday or Tuesday look like? Tuesday. Oh, my computer just froze, didn't it? No, it didn't. All right. Y'all hear me? Did my internet go out? I was locked up there for a second. Still dropping. ES, I think, is going to come back over here. CL bottom licked. NASDAQ is still filling lower. A lot of pressure. Lot of pressure here. The buyers aren't really doing a good job of getting away from this morning low. The sellers are kind of trudging into it, and yeah, we just got to watch this 5, see what's going on. Still a lot of downfill. 48.06, possibly down to 47.95. $16,939.50. Ooh, they doubled down on 900. NASDAQ doubled down on 900 here. Boom. And they hammered it right off morning lows. Right there. Right off morning lows. Lots of bottoms on the 5, yeah. ES is coming back up there too. Look at that. Smashed it. So once again, buyers defended. Good. So hard to read this. Yeah, we're in a range, man. You know, this is a scalper's day, so don't play the breakdowns yet and don't play the breakouts yet. That's the overall theme for today. And my internet's very shaky. Tesla's coming down, getting destroyed. I primarily play SPY. What 4 charts should I be running in addition to it? If you're playing SPY, I would run the VIX. I'd run XLF. I would run 2 of the major SPY holdings. Those 4 charts. Still coming off here. You're welcome. CL just got pummeled. NASDAQ is still holding. Double doji here on the 945 area, holding morning lows. $211 might be the next for Tesla. One thing highly influenced our sales is the Red Sea crisis. That's true. That's a good point. Having gone all the way around Africa is a massive detour. So on the 5-minute, we have doji on NASDAQ. We've got a small doji on the 15-minute, which means the buyers aren't defending aggressively yet. They keep having the bottom wicks, but they're not really moving it. I've been studying ICT concepts for the last 3 months. It all seems true. It seems all true. Fair value gaps, order blocks, and institutional order flow. Where's yeah. Yeah, it's all the same stuff. He just repackages it as smart buyer concepts or something like that. It's all the same crap. ICT is the same exact thing as volume price analysis. It's just packaged with a different marketing setup. It's all about liquidity gaps, volume gaps, high volume areas, and everything in between. It's all true, yeah. The market is an auction that seeks out liquidity. Period. It seeks out where the big liquidity blocks are. Is the market closed Monday? Yes. The futures are open in the morning. There's a very shortened time period, but the stock market's closed, which means the futures will be very tight and small and slow. All right. Yep. Djibouti. Look at that. Djibouti, Yemen. That's the big Red Sea. Iran up north. Saudi Arabia just north of Yemen. It's a hot zone right there. Coming back off. Red candles. Coming back off. Red candles. What happens Monday? Martin Luther King Day. Understanding liquidity has completely changed my trading. Work on our risk management now to help become consistently profitable. Love it. I tried finding this online but couldn't. Do you know how MMs decide where to place liquidity? I don't think we're going to find that online. We don't know that. And honestly, you don't really need to know that. It's Now we know where they do place liquidity based off of order flow on Bookmap and the price action. Because if it's hammering into a demand, we know there's liquidity there. Or if it keeps returning to a liquidity level, we know they're putting liquidity there. But we can't know how they decide that. That's their prerogative. Marry one of Pelosi's grandkids. That's the way to decide. You too, Toolman. Have a great week. So 3 dojis in a row on the 5-minute here. Very slow price action. We're going to give it a few days and or a few minutes here, and we'll call it a day. Oh man, are you still using E-Trade? Only IBKR. No. I still have an E-Trade account. I leave a little bit, like literally, like a couple of $100 in there, because eventually I'm gonna give it to my son and let him kind of tinker around with it. But I only trade in IBKR. Nice, Kit. Well done. What are your thoughts on what happened last night? What do you mean? Oh, with the attacks? Um, I mean, the geopolitical climate in the Middle East is growing more and more tense. I don't know what the overall intent is. I've got my thoughts, but I'll save those for myself. It's a hot zone, and the problem is they're all backed by bigger players. It's all proxy. It's all proxy, and they're using religion as an excuse. It has nothing to do with religion. Just like the whole Middle Eastern war with Islam, or Islam extremists has nothing to do with religion. Not one of those dudes care about religion. They're all high on cotton. It's all about money and land, power. That's it. Red candles coming down. High on what? It's called COT. It's spelled like this. Red candles coming down. They're all high on it. Every one of them. 16,940 dropping into 915. It's a nice heavy red movement here. And they finally took out the morning lows and dropping. Nine one two was a prior pivot on NASDAQ. As someone from the Middle East, I agree. Oh, nice, Ty. Yeah. It's unfortunate, man, because the people who are religious are feeling the brunt of it. The people that actually do have faith are feeling the brunt of it. Dropping back off here down to 914. Pummeling. Again, a lot of pressure. Doji, doji, doji on the 5 minute, and then red engulfing down. Bottom wick back up. Look at that. Still hammering it. $16,933. Oh man. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Yes, we've got some heaviness here, but it's pretty slow. And yeah, I'm still going to monitor the charts today. I'm kind of going to keeping this thing on the stove simmering a little bit, and we'll see what happens. But a couple of decent trades. Definitely not my best day of the week. Could have been a lot better, considering I nailed the book map analysis and I didn't take it. But hey, sometimes that's the way it goes. But if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Like I said, I'm still going to be monitoring this chart. It definitely looks bearish. Obviously, the bulls can pull something out of their hat and V-recover this out of nowhere. It happens. If I see any signs of that, I'll let you know. But right now, I'm going to give the W to the bears today. The sell pressure is there. The little volume we do have is bearish. All the volume spikes are bearish. We have a couple of red engulfings. We have sell-side liquidity. We have sell icebergs and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. Not to mention the banks are kind of getting pummeled at the moment. Keep an eye on things. It's really not even that big of a deal if you want to take a day off and come back Tuesday. So, yeah. The weekly brief for Tier 2 will not be until Monday night. I don't know. Maybe. Disregard. I may do Sunday night just because the markets close Monday. But, yeah. Love y'all. Have a good rest of the day. If I have to come back on, I will. But other than that, plan on seeing. If you want to upgrade to Tier 2, go ahead and, if you've already paid for Tier 1, obviously, go ahead and sign up for Tier 2. Shoot us a DM, and we'll prorate the difference. We'll refund the difference, or we'll figure it out, whatever the difference is. So, yeah, I'll see you back on Tuesday morning. Y'all have a good 3-day weekend. Enjoy time with your friends and family, and get outside in this nice, cool, chilly winter weather. I'm out. See ya!